Okay, let's start with a question that's probably gonna make you feel old. Did you ever have a childhood moment where your favorite cartoon characters got brutally murdered in front of you? No? Oh, well, if you were a kid in 1986, you might have just survived the bloodbath that was Transformers, the movie. Like, picture this, you're 8 years old, you're hyped for a Saturday matinee, and suddenly Optimus Prime, your literal hero, is dying in a puddle of robot tears while Megatron laughs maniacally. What even is this, Shakespeare? Shakespeare for toy ads. Let's unpack why this movie went full Game of Thrones on a generation of kids, and why it still weirdly matters today. Here's the thing, Transformers, the movie wasn't just a movie. It was a corporate chess move. Hasbro needed kids to buy new toys, right? But everyone already owned the original Autobots and Decepticons. So what's the solution? Kill off the entire cast like they're contestants on a reality show. Ironhide. Dead. Ratchet. Gone. Optimus Prime. Cremated. And this wasn't some emotional send-off, it was a business strategy. From my perspective, this is where 80s nostalgia gets darkly fascinating. It's like the toy industry decided to weaponize childhood trauma to boost Q4 sales. But here's the twist, it backfired. Hard. Because kids didn't just cry, they mourned. I mean, one kid locked himself in his room for 2 weeks. How many brands today would dare to alienate their core audience like that? What makes this even more bizarre is how unprepared everyone was for the backlash. The writers thought they were just killing off old product lines. The director, Nelson Shin, was more worried about making Optimus Prime's corpse look grey enough to signal his soul had left. Meanwhile, Orson Welles, yes, Citizen Kane Orson Welles, was recording lines as a planet-eating robot, probably thinking, I've peaked. I'm done. But here's the kicker, this movie was technically ambitious. They hand-drew every frame under insane deadlines. They got Leonard Nimoy to voice a laser-powered space shark villain. They even shoehorned Eric Idle into a role where he basically yells junk irons, over and over. It's a mess. A glorious, chaotic mess that tried to be both a toy commercial and a sci-fi epic, and failed at both, yet somehow became a cult classic. Let's zoom out for a second. This movie is a time capsule of 80s media cynicism. It's the same era that gave us He-Man and G.I. Joe cartoons that existed solely to sell action figures. But Transformers, the movie took it to a new level. It's like Hasbro said, kids need stakes. But also, buy these new toys. And the stakes? Permanent death. Except, not really permanent. Because Optimus Prime came back a year later. So, was any of this even real? In my opinion, this is where the story gets meta. The movie's entire premise, killing characters to reset the franchise, crumbled because the fans refused to let go. Death in fiction only works if the audience doesn't know you're lying. But kids in the 80s learned the truth, no Transformer stays dead forever. It's the same lesson we are still dealing with today. Why do you think Marvel kills off Iron Man once, and then resurrects him 12 movies later? So here's my final thought, Transformers, the movie is a paradox. It's a film that traumatized its audience, wasted its $6 million budget on hair metal soundtracks, and still somehow became a cultural milestone. It's a reminder that the things we love as kids are often built on weird, soulless corporate decisions. But also, those same things become sacred because we attached meaning to them. Optimus Prime's death wasn't about selling toys, it became a collective trauma that bonded fans together. And maybe that's the real matrix of leadership here, nostalgia isn't about the product. It's about the memories we cling to, even when the corporations behind them couldn't care less. What do you think? Did this movie ruin your childhood, or make you love Transformers even more? Drop your memories in the comments. I'm dying to hear them.